You're listening to episode 44 of the Let's Go podcast. On today's show, we talk about Chuck Ragan, Black Panther, Bell's Brewery, rap music, and a whole lot more. Let's go.
Let's go, 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 go.
Jimmy said to get ahead of this. Oh, he's from Los Angeles. Oh.
This is episode 44 of the Let's Go podcast. My name is Justin.
My name is Kelly.
But you know what? We're back in the track, but we're not by ourselves, are we?
Nope.
We got ourselves a rad friend.
We got rad friends, rad friends, rad friends.
All right, so welcome to the show, Nate Pope. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Thanks for having me on, guys. I'm really excited to be here. And I just want to say that on the way out the house today, my wife told me, have fun, be funny, don't suck.
Cool. We'll make sure. We'll edit all the suck out.
All right. Good.
I can bring in the laugh track if we're really desperate.
She's like, if you want to come home. She's all, let me hear this first. You can sit on the doorstep.
Make me proud. Make your daughter proud. Make the dogs proud.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a lot to live up to. Actually, Nate lives on my street, so make the neighborhood proud, dude.
That's right. We
Come
got
back.
repping the neighborhood.
But he's
Come
off to a
back.
good start because he did bring us a tasty
He
beer.
did bring
or
us
a pile of tasty beers.
Dude. I was like, hey man, maybe bring some of that Bell's, and he's like,
Bell's Beer, Kalamazoo, Michigan.
There you go. He brought like the ice cooler, man. Like we're gonna go to the beach, so that was
Hey,
cool.
if you're gonna do it right.
All right, so on the show we are gonna have. So we're gonna have what is it? The Hell Half.
No Fury.
No Fury. So we're gonna try this, John.
It's a what kind of ale is it? It's
This
a
is
porter or
a Belgian inspired ale.
inspired.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm off to a great start.
Belgian inspired beer. Just kidding.
So
It's a dark one. It's a tasty one.
there we go. Cheers. Oh dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pour me a whole pint glass of that. Even
That's
though we
good.
only brought one beer, so we're all splitting it.
Yeah, we
but
split this deal.
It's delicious
Yeah.
So everyone thinks that we just like get trashed. No. We got like
We are splitting these
We are
beers
splitting this.
responsibly.
yeah.
though. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
podcast
like,
responsible.
This is like 3 fingers of beer. I mean,
3 fingers of beer.
you know, it's like some people drink 3 fingers of liquor, and this is just beer.
Yeah. This is good, man. Got some dark chocolate and coffee notes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking it, man.
This is for doing the hard work on the farmhouse, you know, keeping you strong, but also deliciously hydrated.
I see this paired with like a good steak. A steak, a potato, some green beans.
Dude, you can't see
Yeah,
through
yeah.
this, dude.
No, you cannot. It's a
This
dark
is-
one.
This is dark, man. This is like
Nope. Can't see Justin on the other side of that.
yeah. Does it pass the blindfold test? Yes.
You mean it is the blindfold?
It is
I
the
think so,
blindfold
yeah.
test, man. If you can't
Stevie
see through
Wonder
it,
test. Oh, sorry.
this is good, man. I like this.
It's got like a I haven't drank too many of these, but right now when I'm drinking, it's got like a very herbally flavor. It's you know, it's thick and it's nice that it's cold outside. It's gonna, you know, warm us up, get ready for this show. But it definitely has like a little bit of herbs on the back end.
The herbs, but
Dude.
it's not too bitter. That's what I'm digging on.
right.
I'm gonna say something. I don't know if I'm right.
Okay.
And here's the thing. I don't like raisins, but it feels like it's got a little bit of that raisin in there too.
You know, I don't. Is the bottle around here? I feel like it might have like some currant or something.
Maybe
in it, you know?
that might be
Maybe.
it. But
currant
good.
flavors.
So I'm all about this, man. I'm gonna give. Okay,
Mine's
so,
gone because it's that delicious.
Yeah,
Same.
and so we
Gotta go.
Whoa, we gotta hit the brakes again.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. We didn't talk about the rating. You're familiar with the ratings on the show, right, Nate?
Yeah, but I've got beef with your rating system
Yeah, he's got beef. He's
all right.
He's got total beef.
because I
If
feel
you've
like
got beef,
whatever you
then
have,
bring the ruckus.
I feel like you know, your show is called Let's Go, but Let's Go is only like a number 3 or a 4, right?
It's a 4.
It's a 4.
I feel like that you are giving your show, you're doing it a disservice by not giving it like the ultimate rating. Be like, yo, this is the bomb. You got it. Let's go. Like, let's go see this because you guys, your show's bomb, so you want it the bomb.
I see.
rating.
I see your
what you're
point.
saying. I see what you're saying, dude.
Very valid.
So would you say, man, this is like history in the making. Would you say a Let's Go is better than a Gotta Go? Because we're like saying,
Yeah,
like,
because
man,
yeah, of course, because I mean, it speaks to the integrity of your show, man. I mean, like the show is the business, the movie was the business,
Yeah.
so like that's the biz.
It's taken us 44 episodes to have someone bring up our faults.
I mean, I don't want to
Nate
shake you
told me
guys
he,
down
like,
here.
a month back. He's like, hey, man, like,
Welcome on. I'm going to dump on your show.
And now that I've said what I need to say, I'm out of here. See you guys later.
we'll take it to the board.
Also,
I've been waiting months
also,
for this.
Justin can have a ride home.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like, nah, man, I'm gonna make you run. I'm gonna like close your sleeve in the door, like, hey, man.
You're gonna walk after the ice cream man.
Yeah. So, man, it's making there's some clarity there. So I think we always thought like, let's go is like that's like, hey, man, it's good stuff. But in the rare chance that something is so good that it's a
Which I feel like we might have that something right now. But go on.
no, but something is so good it goes beyond what is good and decent.
And that's what your show is. It's the let's go.
We are let's go.
So
but
as
we're
far
like
as like
sometimes
obviously, you got to go. But when it comes to the let's go, that's you guys.
Maybe we can start reserving gotta goes for like
the best.
when let's go is not enough excitement.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's like
I still want to rebrand it.
Like that's
5.5.
when you get an A++. That's like when you get a 110 out of 100. You
Let's
know,
go.
what I
You
mean?
sound. I mean, because it kind of came from like the punk rock root of like, let's go, like let's do
Yeah.
this, and then to like the gotta go is just like, man, like it's not even a let's go. It's a you don't do this.
You have serious problems with your life.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll just have to now. We're gonna have to rethink this whole thing.
Yeah, of
and
course.
come up with
Whoa.
something between go, because go seems like an average. Like, oh, I got a C, or I'm halfway there. But let's go. If we're gonna make let's go the top, aka like 5 out of 5.
What sounds more immediate though, because like when. Like let's say, okay, let's go on the hardcore
Man,
again.
you-
Like
you
H2O,
started- you've just-
H2O.
I'm
wasn't-
sorry. I mean,
unraveled
this is what you guys
unraveled
brought
the
me out
ball
for,
of
I know,
right?
man. Like the universe is crumbling. Like gotta go. Remember like H2O?
Yeah.
To like let's go, man. Someone's like, hey, dude, you gotta go.
I feel
And
like
then-
one of those corporate advisors that they bring in to see who needs to get fired. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm
the
sorry
guy-
to tell you guys this, but you're
Or the guy they pay like hundreds of thousands of dollars to tell them they need to put orange pillows on the couch.
Yeah.
or
yeah,
something like
exactly.
that.
You know, I mean,
Like the psychologist.
I had no idea that this
You
is what it was going to come down
pillowed
to.
us, dude.
Yeah. At least he didn't Dunkirk us.
Hey, don't
Right.
Dunkirk us, dude. Oh, you just got Dunkirked. Oh man, what does that even mean? You got tricked into watching a really boring movie. Sorry, that's my
Hey,
opinions on
hey,
Dunkirk.
when that happens, man.
Oh
Story
man,
of my life.
Christopher Nolan, you're so amazing. But dang, that was a boring movie.
Well,
man.
while we rethink the rating system,
yeah,
we can. You
we
just
can't
did,
rate this one.
You did go get some Bell's beer. Hell
Yeah.
hath no fury. I think you can find it if you're local to the Inland Empire at your local La Bodega.
La Bodega.
That's for Riverside, and then I know that a lot of bars and restaurants have it. They typically bring in Bells as their kind of rotation.
Brickwood's
I know
got it.
Brickwood has it most of the time. Salted Pig has it a lot. Kind of coming up short on other places, but I know that check with your favorite bartender. Ask him why he doesn't have it if he doesn't have it.
There you go.
No excuse.
Bell's
Yeah.
beer. Got
There
it.
you go.
Hell hath no fury.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm going to give it a gotta go because it was tasty,
We,
dude.
we can move to a number system for today. Just
No,
for
man.
today.
I mean, I don't want. Is there? Are we confused now? Like, what if
No,
I
I
say
don't wanna
it's a let's
confuse
go
anybody.
because I think it's a 5, but
I
you
think
guys think
it's-
that's
I
only
think
a
it's a
4.
gotta
I
go,
think it's
dude.
excellent. Go get it. I'll just say that.
No, you got to give it a rating, dude.
Ah,
Based
dang
on the
it.
Let's Go scientific studies that we've had.
So are we sticking to the original rating system?
Yeah, I
okay?
am.
Then
As
gotta
of
go.
right now,
Gotta
I
go.
am.
Gotta go
It's a
get
gotta
yourself
go.
some Bell's beer.
There we go.
Some hell hath no fury.
Is that a number 5?
That's number 5.
That
That's
is
All
number
right,
five.
gotta go.
That's the,
Gotta
that's
go,
the top of the
guys.
list, dude. That's the top of the list.
All right.
I got to get it. I
Yeah.
got to get it.
All right. So, but for those who don't know, because this could be someone's like, Nate may go, hey man, listen to this show I was on. They have no idea what our rating system is.
That's true.
So, like
As of now,
the top
as
of
it
the top,
stands,
top of the top, as of today, gotta go is like, oh man, you got to get that beer.
it's like a 5 of 5.
Yeah. Let's go is like, man, I really think you should get that beer. Like, I don't know what you're doing with your life, so check it out.
But if you're going to ignore me, then
All
you
right.
can just live your boring existence.
Yeah, a go is like, hey man, I really think you should do that, but it's up to you.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
your
there's
call.
like a
I
don't
dug
go.
it.
Yeah, right.
Then there's a don't go. Like, why are you drinking a Coors Light, man?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like, why'd you do that? And then there's like,
Never go.
it's the trash juice, really. It's
Trash
trash
juice.
juice is like, why are
Trash
you doing
juice,
that?
right?
You know,
Why'd you
all
do
the
that?
all
Don't
the
bring that
juice
to my
that
house ever.
acquires at
Yeah.
the bottom of a dumpster.
Oh my gosh, that is disgusting.
Yeah, that's what it
That's
is.
trash juice.
Yeah, it's like the never goes kind of never goes kind of evolved to trash
That's
juice.
that trash
It's
juice.
just straight up trash juice, dude. So you don't get a lot of it, but when it happens, you're like, dude, because we try to avoid trash juice.
Of course, man.
Sometimes
and,
it happens.
and as friends, you try to help each other avoid that trash juice.
Yeah.
You got to avoid
It
that trash
happens.
juice, son.
So, all right, man. So that was good. We clarified. So let's jump into we're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to talk about some Black Panther right now.
Yeah, because we were talking about Dunkirk, and this is the actual opposite.
The
of Dunkirk.
opposite.
All right. So we'll get into ratings at the end of this.
Yeah.
But just jumping in.
Oh, you don't even have to wait for that. Don't.
I want to give Nate the floor though. I want to give Nate the floor. So
Guest
Nate,
gets the floor.
what's up, dude? Tell us about your trip to Wakanda.
So I went to see the Black Panther opening night. I had a great time. I would say that my trip to Wakanda was an enjoyable one. The thing that I'm the most excited about is the fact that in the Marvel universe, Wakanda is the place that probably seems the most likely to still be possible that we can find out. I mean, the chances of Thor coming down and from I don't even know what planet he's from, Ragnarok, but
Asgard.
Asgard.
Remember in Ragnarok, he's like Asgard.
Anyways, the way they set this up, this Wakanda could really be real. Who knows? Like Congo is going to open up, and we're going to have a Wakanda type place come out, and I was blown away by every aspect of it. From the visuals, all the technology. I feel like the fighting scenes and everything, which are normally what I really get into in these type of movies, were not even the most exciting parts for me. There was a lot of great visuals. I really liked how the strongest and the best warriors were all women. That was a pretty exciting thing for me. And a lot of very unexpected and small pieces of humor. I was really caught off guard pretty often about these little jokes thrown in. Not trying to be corny or anything like that.
Yeah.
But there was some good ones. There was So
It wasn't like Thor Ragnarok to where it was intentionally trying to be funny. It was
Did you
just
see
a
Thor
little,
Ragnarok?
Here's a
I did
sprinkle.
not see Ragnarok.
Okay.
No.
Oh, well, that I feel like there was a lot of kind of almost going out of their way to be funny.
That's what I
Whereas
heard
this
about
is just
that,
like
yeah.
a little sprinkling.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It was great. Don't get me wrong. Thor Ragnarok was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say I agree with the humor value. It was a good balance.
Right. I mean, there were some times when I was, legit laughing out loud.
Yeah,
Just burst into laughter, being caught off guard by these little quips.
I lolled a couple times.
Yeah, there was some lulling.
Yeah, I mean,
There was no room in the theater to be rolling on the floor laughing.
No.
It was too crowded to roll on the floor.
No Rafflemaus.
Yeah.
the humor was just humor in the sense of everyday relations with people, but you're like, oh dude, that's funny. I liked a lot of T'Challa's interaction with his sister. That.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
natural.
yeah.
It felt like sibling back
Older
and forth.
brother
Yeah, man.
type deal, yeah.
So it was cool. What was it? Shuri. So she was cool. I liked her as his kind of his cue.
Mm-hmm.
And good stuff, dude. Good stuff. All the interactions in the film felt real, and so it was nice to experience stuff that wasn't ham-fisted. That was my problem with some of the Ragnarok stuff. It just felt like, dude, you just did that to tell a joke.
Right.
Whereas this, it was natural. But because a lot of the Marvel movies, I mean, they have fun stuff. I don't mind humor. I just don't like when humor is forced.
Right.
And so, but speaking of Marvel movies, this one didn't feel like a typical Marvel movie in the theme of how Ragnarok movie Guardians is.
Right.
It felt more like Winter Soldier style, where dude, I was just straight up it was, I don't want to say serious, but it had
It was serious.
It had
was
a message it was telling, and it wasn't, but it didn't feel ham-fisted. It felt like, okay, here's a character that or maybe you don't know, and we're taking you into this world, and like you were saying, it feels like it's a real thing. Like Winter Soldier, that felt like, dang, this could be a real thing.
Yeah, there's an earnestness to it.
Yeah.
They set out with a very earnest goal and didn't take a lot of sidetracks or use a lot of gimmicks to kind of show you flashy stuff along the side to get to the end. It was they started with a purpose and then they got there.
Yeah.
What I liked about it was Michael B. Jordan, his character, the Killmonger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't wrong.
I'm not going to say I didn't root for him for every once in a while.
There was a little bit like his experience is real, right? And it's funny because this is three white dudes talking about this movie,
Right,
but if you're watching a movie and you're connecting to it in the sense of this is a person and he had an experience and he kind of walks into a new situation where he's like, this happened because of you guys. And he's walking in saying, I'm actually an heir to this throne based on like Wakanda like culture.
Right.
I want this. And you're like, you're actually not wrong. I mean, I think he's a little displaced because what he wants to do is like, he wants to start a militia all over the world. Like that's his idea.
Yeah.
His intentionality behind taking the throne
Yeah.
was misguided.
But you get his
But the fact that-
motivation, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, dude, your king came in there and killed my dad. Like, this is my and you guys have resources to help your people out in the world, and you're not doing anything. You're hiding. And so I like that he challenged like Black Panther in that, like, because at first he was
But
like,
the help
oh,
he was offering was not actual help. It was, help in the sense of, sow that discord and to bring you to,
Yeah.
universal chaos, which will
yeah.
help, myself and my interests, but not like help per se.
yeah.
But at the same time, like then T'Challa kind of got on his old journey of like he's just no longer just being a successor. He's actually going to take a different route as king. So like jumping towards the ends. Yeah, sorry guys, spoilers if you haven't seen Black Panther. I know it's only been out like 4 days or whatever. You should have saw it. Feels like a lot of people saw it because it like broke all these box office records. But I love at the end my favorite line, and I might be misquoting a little bit, where he was like, "Dude." Because that guy's like, well, how's this going to work? Oh, they're at like, I think it was one of the hidden scenes too, like one of the second scenes. But he's all, because there was 2 after credit scenes. And he's all,
I didn't stick around for those. Sorry, it was too late,
you
man.
didn't?
I know. After
Are you
this,
kidding me?
after the Spider-Man experience, I was like, I gotta stay till the very end.
Oh,
but at
then
the
you
same
got
time, it
hosed.
was like I was so tired, man. I saw it in the middle of the night. I need to get
Captain
home.
America.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So there's like 2 after credit scenes. And one of the scenes is like Black Panther is going before like the World Council basically and saying, hey, Wakanda is going to like, set up these like institutions around the world to help people. And then somebody's like, well, how are you going to do this? Basically kind of challenging the thought. And he's
well, like, what do you have to offer? Because
Yeah.
you're
Right.
supposed to be some third world.
Because they still think they're like sticks and
Yeah.
stones
Right.
and tribal something.
yeah. And he's all wise men build bridges, basically. Like we're
Oh
going to.
no, he says that in the movie. He says
did he?
wise men build bridges and fools build barriers.
Yeah.
That was like
okay. I thought that was in that scene because there was.
There's a lot of little knowledge bombs in there.
Yeah,
And so
definitely.
I was just like, man, dude, like it's such a great message based on T'Challa's experience in the movie, because he was kind of being like, no, we're just gonna hold on to all of our resources for ourselves. We're gonna help ourselves and not share that with the masses, man.
Well, I feel like he early on has that inkling that he needs to share the knowledge and technology of Wakanda for the good of the planet, but because of his dad and the kings that come before, that was just standard, was Wakanda stays out of it. And so it just took him the length of the film for him to like finally get to that point where he decides, and then they open up the spot in Oakland to begin with, or but I think that it starts out in the movie like there's that inkling, and the like probably the main overarching theme of the movie to me was like figuring out how to get from being like just us here by ourselves to what we can share.
Yeah.
Like I think that's like it's subtle at first, but I mean, and that's a big thing, and especially with things today, whatever. I mean, it's a great job that they did, exploring that.
Yeah, the stuff that was really cool was, maybe it's not really cool, but it was just more of an interesting take. Was we're not trying to go out there and conquer. Like his thing was like we take care of our own, and then it felt like everyone else was kind of like coming out like, oh, we need to go out there. It always felt like they're pushing him to like, we can conquer, we can be better because of the technology they have. One thing they didn't do, and I'm undecided at where I am on it. Like they really didn't like include a lot of like Marvel like Easter egg things. They usually like do a wink and a nod, but if by watching this, you see like Wakanda is super like their tech is really advanced. And at one point, I was hoping they were going to be like clowns Tony Stark a little bit. I was hoping his sister
I feel
would.
like didn't they do that at the very beginning? I think that they did
Did they?
at the very beginning.
I didn't catch
I mean,
it
I
if
could be
they
wrong
did.
though, so I'm getting looks from you guys as
No,
saying
I don't
but
know. I'm
I
like
feel
looking
like
at Kelly as if like, did they? I
I feel
didn't
like there
catch
was
it.
very like within the first like couple of minutes that there was a nod to like even before the asteroid comes or something, that there was like a nod to like other types of technology that had been on Earth, and then like this asteroid was a thing that like really set them apart.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I wish it was more blatant because I don't remember it, because I would have felt like it would have been really in character for the little sister to be like, Tony Stark doesn't have anything on me, like
Right.
Because dude, the way his costume like emits from his like necklace and stuff,
yeah.
dude, that was cool, dude. I thought it was awesome. Kelly, any thoughts?
I liked it.
Kelly can't get.
I just liked it. No. Yeah, visually the movie was awesome. My only comment is just kind of I think as to where I saw it. I think the theater we saw it in, I think the projectors just weren't as powerful, because some of the fight scenes that happened in the dark,
Yeah,
I had a really difficult time following.
in the beginning.
Yeah.
I agree. I had
It was
a hard
too
time
dark.
too.
So I thinking there's another, thinking of the Galaxy Theater, since they have like brand new projectors with newer bulbs, it'll be brighter. I think seeing it again, and I think trying to see it again with the Atmos sound, like the 10.1, like
Right,
crazy, everything happening around you, I think that would enhance it. But yeah, so that was my only like real beef I had at the moment. I'm sure it was BA. I mean, it looked awesome, but yeah, I felt like some of the fight scenes were a little dark. But yeah, I loved everything about it. The message was great. The action was great. Character development was good. Visually, like I said, it was amazing. I loved the part where he, won the throne and he goes to see the ancestors with the
Yeah, that was
It's
incredible.
almost like Aurora Borealis, like
Yeah.
purple, like I was like, wow, I wish I could find a place on Earth that looked like that.
Yeah, it
'Cause that's
looked
amazing.
great. I wish we saw more of the city, like in the technical side of it, because they talked about it, and you got to see the underside of it, like with the railways and stuff,
Yeah.
and all of that.
Yeah, they didn't show
They didn't
all the
show
much,
much
of
of
like the
that.
actual city of.
Well, what I did
Wakanda
see
or
it
whatever.
was really I looked like skyscraper versions of like really like old historical buildings in like Timbuktu,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
very very like African looking buildings, but like on like a futuristic level, It's like
they
take
had like
take
a street market and all that stuff, but it was still like this is like super fancy trains are whizzing by and stuff.
Right.
It was crazy.
But I could like pick out buildings that would like were like representative, or that were influenced by buildings that I could pick out of art history books, or like ancient architecture books, and
Right.
say like, oh, I can remember this exact picture that this skyscraper looks like. And
Yeah, on the
to show
sweeping
that those
side.
things could be like futuristic and with technology and everything, it really gives a lot of credence to the fact that you look back at ancient African cultures, like they had they were up on their stuff too, like they had as far as architecture and literature and math and science, like they had they were doing everything also, and I think that's one of the things about this movie that was really like to look at this like, oh, like an African country can really be so like futuristic and technologically advanced was very refreshing.
Yeah.
Of course they still like you said, when when Wakanda goes before the UN, he's still dealing with that like stigma of being like backwards or rudimentary or anything like
They kept,
that.
no, it's a third world country. Like when when
That's what I'm
Ross
saying,
is
like-
all like, how?
Yeah.
Like he's like, and he
Yeah.
almost doesn't even like consider it like an actual thing. He's like, you're crazy. Like,
That's why I'm hoping that that the Congo opens up and there's just they're gonna save the world somehow. It's
Yeah.
like
right now they're like, dang it.
yeah,
People
our
are gonna start searching. They're like,
our cover's been
dang.
blown.
Yeah.
Come on, Congo, save us, please.
I wanted to go back to like Michael B. Jordan's character, because I wish he was in it a little bit more, because he was just like when you first see him, he's in that museum, and I mean you already know something's up with him. You're like, okay, just like,
I mean, it's he comes in at the perfect time. He's like
Yeah.
the perfect timing and like the aura of like the Marvel villain. You know that this is gonna be the guy, but
yeah, but Marvel has a huge problem with their villains, dude. Their villains typically, you don't care too much about them. You're just like, besides like maybe Loki, and I can't think of another villain where you're like, oh yeah, dude, he was like, I liked him. Maybe
Right.
what's his face, like Michael Rooker in Guardians. He wasn't really a villain, but he was kind of anti-hero.
Right.
You kind of like him. Like at least with Michael B. Jordan, you're like, oh dang, dude,
He's
I like
Mary
him.
Poppins, yeah.
Even
Yeah.
freaking even Claw, like what's his face? Andy Serkis was Claw. He was. I liked him, even though he was like a butthole. Like you're like, oh man, when they killed him, when they took him to the Wakanda, you're like, oh
Yeah.
dang, I didn't think they were gonna kill him because he was someone I was like, oh, he'd be kind of funny if he came back. Like I liked his like whole like oh, he's working on mixtape, and the guy's like, dude, I want to hear music. I want to hear music, dude. He's like all that. He had
That
like
was one of those good jokes, man. That was
yeah,
one of those jokes.
he had charisma though. You're like,
Yeah.
I want to see him come back again. Like I want to see him be a Thorn. Because did you see Age of Ultron, Avengers 2?
I did, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so remember he's like in that, and so it was kind of cool to see like, oh, dude, he's back. Like what is up with this guy's story? And I thought he was gonna be a bigger problem in the movie. He really wasn't, dude. They kind of tricked you.
They could spin him off like Star Wars, and he could have his own little solo pick.
No, but I just the Claws mixtape. What? They just need to put that. Hopefully, it's on the Blu-ray, dude.
Scratching,
There's a little thing.
and mixing.
So yeah, I thought him and like Killmonger were gonna like be
Team
like
up.
a team up or whatever. But when he rolls up into the throne room, dude, that thing, it happened so fast. I actually liked it.
Yeah.
It could have been drawn out like, oh, I'm gonna get the throne. He was like, nah, dude, I'm getting it. He like laid it down right there. We're gonna battle today. Like,
Yeah, and I mean that's at that point is when I thought this is the new guy now, and
Yeah.
he's the bad guy. But I mean, I was like, oh, that's it now. He's the Black Panther now, and I was okay with it until he started to talk about like shipping guns every.
yeah. Did you really
like,
think that
weapons.
was it? It was done like, oh dang, he's Black Panther, or
Kind of, yeah. I
Wow.
mean, it was so definitive.
Yeah.
I mean, he like broke his back and threw him off
Threw
a
him off,
waterfall.
yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do after that? But I guess I didn't understand the, what's the name of their metal?
oh the vibranium.
Vibranium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my I'm not super up on vibranium technology, so I didn't know that it could like bring you back to life from being thrown off a waterfall. But
Yeah, well, it can definitely heal you, but he didn't get healed until they gave him that like heart flower deal.
Yeah, the heart flower.
It was just
the one that she
M'Baku took him like the
yeah, that's some hero moves right there.
Yeah.
See, the women saving the day, Black.
yeah. Yeah, they all like she was like, okay, I got you. Like she was smart enough to grab it, but like the other tribe, what's his name, M'Baku?
Yeah, I think so.
The gorilla guy, dude.
love that.
Yeah,
he was
like
the
best.
vegetarian.
Yeah.
Best line of the movie. We're vegetarians.
What did he call? What was Martin Freeman's character again? Ross. He called him. Oh gosh. Man, I'm drawing a blank. I can't
Right.
think of what he said, but it was really funny. I just remember laughing when he called him
Something like
colonizer.
He called
or
him
whatever.
colonizer, yeah.
It was just kind of funny. Like he just kind of playing him. He was totally messing with them the whole time. He's like, "You don't talk.
You don't
I'll
laugh.
feed you some."
Yeah.
That's like stuff like that is just really funny. But I like that he came back because at first, like, I didn't think he was going to be back in that movie when they first battled it out, like
Yeah,
in the like water. You're like, oh well, that was just kind of a way to show Black Panther's like, hey, his mercy, but also like his power, and then like, oh dang, look at these dudes, and he's out. And so to see them come back, and then once they were like, oh man, we're not going to come back and fight with you, I was like, they're coming back, dude.
yeah.
So what was cool in that fight? Sorry, I don't mean to jump around. It was when they're fighting. When it's like, oh gosh, what were they called? The Dora Milaje, like the lady warriors, and they're fighting those other dudes, and they bring up their cloth like this, and it has like the shield built in. You're
Yeah,
like,
man.
oh dang, because then I was
Yeah.
like, that's right, because he was telling them, dude, they sew this stuff into their clothing,
right.
so everything is like activated. It's pretty cool, dude. That was a really cool like.
Yeah, like his suit, every time it absorbs a hit, it's just getting stronger
Oh,
as like
that was
another
cool, too.
weapon, He's like, so then he can like hit back with like all of this
With all
force
that
that he's
force.
been taking on. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was cool, man.
in Korea when he was taking out on the bullets, and then just boom,
Yeah.
steps on the hood of the
Yep.
car and
See, that was in the trailer. I thought all the stuff that they showed, like I didn't know he was going to Korea. I thought all that stuff was like Wakanda, like, oh dang, look at the nightlife style.
Right.
I'm like, no, that's just Korea. That's real. Like that's actual real stuff. I was just like, oh dang, that's crazy. You know how he's running up the building and stuff. And so cool movie, man. I really like
Heck
it.
gotta go.
Yeah, I'm excited to see some more Black Panther.
Gotta go.
Yeah, for me, yeah, dude, it's got to go. I'm like, dude, he's coming back in a couple months now in Infinity War, so you'll see him again. They didn't show that trailer in the theater. I was really bummed.
No, I was hoping for that too. They did show, what was it, Venom?
They showed the
I
Venom
have
trailer.
no idea what the heck. I was like, okay, what's V? I'm like, what Marvel villain stuff?
I mean,
V?
yeah, I'm excited about a Venom movie, but there was really nothing in that trailer. I mean,
There
compared
was
to
one little spot where it was like a little bit of the symbiote, like skin in that little science lab. Other than that,
man, I think they're still trying to figure out how they're going to do it. I
it
don't
could
know,
have
man.
just been like any Tom Hardy sci-fi movie.
That's right. Just like,
Sci-fi movie
here's
coming
a,
soon.
Here's a 15 seconds of a sweaty Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Rah! Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's gonna be fantastic.
My kid thought he's all, Dad, is that a Hulk movie? I was like, no, buddy. He's all, because that's not the same Hulk that was in Avengers. Oh, he was asking, I go, no, it's Venom. He's like, and his first question is like, is Spider-Man in it? I'm like, I don't know, dude. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe. It doesn't make sense to have a Venom movie without Spider-Man, but who knows, dude? But yeah, that trailer that trailer was trash juice, FYI. You want to know what trash juice is?
Garbage juice.
Because if it just says V. Like, dude, no one knows what V means. Like it may be the smoky like image of
I
like
had to
Venom's
look over
face.
at you. I was like, what
What is this? I'm like, dude, it's V. What do you mean V? Yeah. So that
I don't
was
know
a
what this
fail
is.
on them.
Yeah.
So all right, cool. Wakanda, dude. And let's talk the soundtrack really quick.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. Dude, there's a really cool like there's a comic book store out in Redlands called a shop called Quest, and they had a Wu-Tang shirt, but it just says Wakanda in it.
I've seen those.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
So so that soundtrack though, let's transition to that real quick.
Okay.
Soundtrack.
So curated by Kendrick Lamar, he got to put that thing together. Have you listened to it at all, like Kelly?
I have not listened to the actual soundtrack itself. I just heard the music that was in the movie, but it was from what I heard in the movie. I was like, "This is good." It fits, you know.
Yeah.
It didn't call for like a complete, you know, John Williams-esque score, you know, like
Right.
a Avengers type score.
But it had a score in it too, though.
Yeah, it did. But like the elements, the hip hop elements brought in the kind of drum machines, a little more.
Yeah, they fit
synthetic
well
stuff.
too. You know?
It
Yeah.
fit.
I think it tells a story too. Like if you listen to it like isolated outside of the movie, give it a listen because I feel like it hits all those characters. You know, it's got like the Kill Ravens kind of theme in it. I forget what song it is, but like not that it's called that. And I said Kill Raven. I meant Killmonger, different character. But there's definitely like songs that are like the character's anthem in there. So I think they did. I think it was cool, man. To like that would have been a big miss if they're like, dude, Black Panther is the one movie you can do like a real cool like soundtrack to, and
I
hopefully
mean,
that
they
thing
got
sells
their
too.
hands on the right guy to do it. You know, these days, you'd be hard pressed to find someone better than Kendrick Lamar to, you know, deliver. You know, if you want to make a hip hop based soundtrack, you'd be hard pressed to find somebody besides Kendrick Lamar that can do a better job for you.
Yeah. Well, like Ron Coogler, like director. By the way, that guy. Just
Yeah,
on
good
point,
job,
dude.
bud.
Yeah.
Great job.
Now, everything he's done. I mean, I've
Congratulations.
seen Fruitvale Station. I've seen Creed, and like now seeing Black Panther, and like everything's great, dude. So this guy's kind of like the next thing he does
And
is
he's
like he
young
gets to
too.
do-
How old is this guy?
I think he's like early 30s. I don't think he's that old. And like
Man, those
you-
are 3 solid movies too. You're talking
Yeah.
about by your early 30s.
and freaking.
I still need to see Creed. I still haven't seen it.
haven't
I
seen
know. I
Creed?
know. It's on Hulu. I'm like, why haven't I not watched this yet?
let's just
just pause.
pause, dude. Have you seen Creed?
I have, yes.
Oh man, that's a good movie, dude.
I know.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
know.
That one like really drew
Slacking.
me in. I
Yeah.
remember I didn't
and then
see
you're
it
gonna
in
you're
the
gonna want to
theater.
do like 5 million push-ups afterwards. Just
Yeah,
just
there's-
watch a bunch
dude,
of
his
Rocky
training,
movies.
his training montage like makes Rocky look like a punk, dude.
Oh, yeah?
because he's jamming, dude. When he's running
Yeah.
through the streets, it's just you just feel like, oh dang, dude, like he's got
It's like
this.
I need to be doing push-ups right now while I'm watching this guy
Yeah, I
run.
know. It's a good movie, dude, and but it doesn't feel like so disassociated from like the Rocky franchise that. You know, because originally when it came out, they had no Rockiness in like the
Right.
first thing. It was just like, oh, dude, this is this kid. But then the second trailer, you're like, oh, hey, how you doing? Hey.
You
But,
gotta be tough, kid. You know.
But it's definitely it's a Creed story, and that's a good movie, dude. But anyways, like so Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, that's just a good like director like actor
Yeah,
relationship.
they've got something going on, huh? They have a rapport.
Yeah, so I'm like, dang, dude, but he's not directing Creed 2. Some other dude is, but I think he like picked him. So I'm getting off on tangents.
Okay.
Tangents.
Tangents.
That's all right though. But yeah,
Soundtrack.
yeah, Coogler picked him. So that this is kind of cool. Like the whole when you create something like this, I think when you're making like an artistic piece of expression, when you take like a movie, because a movie could be like made just for like whatever to make money, which you want to, but
course.
like there's definitely was a message there, and then there was a whole thought into like, okay, we're gonna have this guy curate it, this guy produce this. So I love that there was like that artistic synergy going on. So it's cool. That's all.
Yeah.
So gotta go on
I'll
all
have to-
points.
yeah, I'll have to give the soundtrack a listen.
Yeah, go
I
check
was
it
a
out.
little
It's good.
disappointed that Run the Jewels was not on the soundtrack. I know that they were on a lot of the like the trailers,
Yeah.
and it fit really well. And not only just the song that they had on the trailers, but you know there would have some other good ones. But you know they don't pay me for that stuff.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. I think that was just kind of like that. Like, here's something they're familiar with. Let's
right.
tag it on
High
here.
energy, kind of aggressive sound. You know,
Yeah, But yeah, I agree. They probably should have said, "Hey, I know, like can you do something new for the soundtrack?" But
Yeah, I
It's all
mean they've
good.
done a couple. Of the, I think Run Jewels was on. Was that Baby Driver? I think they had like the main song, like the main chase song.
yeah, I think so. I think you might be right. That's
with
so
Big Boy,
good.
Big Boy from Outkast.
That movie was good.
Didn't see that one, man. I heard it was a lot of good
You didn't see
driving.
Baby Driver
though.
yet?
No, I haven't.
Holy moly!
It's like that, huh?
yeah, I
Gotta
thought it was
go?
awesome.
Gotta
Definitely-
go or let's
definitely
go?
Gotta go.
I think it's a let's go.
I'm gonna say
I have
gotta.
a problem with the end,
Visually, it was awesome.
Oh, okay.
but that's
I don't
not a
want to be
bad
let
movie,
down.
dude. That's
I
a
don't
good
wanna be
movie
let down
still.
at the end, huh?
So yeah, just I mean, you may feel differently. I was just like,
See,
well,
I come from a place of excitement, whereas Justin is very analytical when it comes to things. So for me,
Okay.
if it's like I usually liked it or I didn't,
Mm-hmm.
I might have had a beef or two, but I don't. I try not to let it sway my overall decision.
it depends
Yeah, I
on the
feel
beef,
that.
dude. Like some beef is good, and then
Yeah.
some, like, man, that's some like rough meat, and we gotta talk about it. I gotta shoot. I gotta shoot through it.
I
You
don't
got some-
know. I don't know if I like it or not.
you got some gristle?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Got some of that gristle?
Sometimes it's got gristle. It ain't beef, dude. It's gristle.
No beef, just grizzle.
This is gristle. So yeah, okay, man. So we're gonna shut the door on that.
Back with another beer.
Oh, what? Two for two.
A twofer.
What we got, Kelly?
Oh.
This is another selection from Bell's Brewing.
There's a theme here.
Amber Ale, American Amber Ale. That's just called the Amber Ale,
Amber
I
Ale.
guess.
They're like, just taste it. We don't need a fancy
Sweet
name.
caramel notes, carefully selected malts, balanced with herbal and citrus hop aromas, capped by a clean bitterness.
Yeah, it's got that bitter for sure.
Tip
Let's
top.
see.
It's good. Sorry, I already took my sip. So
Yeah, everyone's sipping without me. It's all good.
that's right, dude.
Man, this is delicious too.
Yeah, it's good.
Glad you guys like it.
This,
Yeah.
this
Kalamazoo,
would be-
Michigan.
This one here seems like I was out doing yard work in hot weather, and like a icy cold one of these would be like,
Yeah.
Definitely a little bit more approachable than the Belgian that we just had.
yeah, if
See, I prefer the Belgian.
a little less
over-
heavy. Like that would be good with a meal. This would be like I want something to quench my thirst.
Yeah.
And then another one right afterwards. to
Yeah,
fall
you're
back.
sitting on the porch. Like, dang, the lawnmower don't start.
This is
All right.
this is a 2 beer thirst quench right here.
Yeah. No, that's good though.
Mm-hmm.
I just think I'm just more of a
I'm thinking people should just investigate Bell's Brewing,
There you
and
go.
because I mean we're 2 for 2 here, so I think they should check it out.
that's right, dude. So I'm gonna give it let's go.
Yeah,
Well, you got it?
I'm gonna say I'll go somewhere in between.
Okay.
Like I said, it just depends on the mood.
Depends on the mood, yeah.
But
It's just
I'll say-
cold today. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's my problem.
Yeah, maybe.
You need your beer to be nice and big and warm and fluffy like a blanket
Sometimes.
right now.
Blanket
Right now,
beer?
I do.
Cold
But
outside.
what if they had
A blanky beer?
a blanket? No. Blankier? Maybe
Just-
you don't need to combine that word.
Justin's wasting
maybe not. maybe you just need to like.
maybe we just leave it alone
Yeah.
and call it a beer blanket.
There
we can
you
just
go.
warm and cozy.
It works. Works really. I never want a warm beer though.
No, not the beer itself, but it just
for it
like
to make you feel that way.
Yeah.
Okay. I can
you know,
I can
when you
dig
get
that.
some of those winter ales, you're like,
I
just
can dig it.
snugly up by a fire.
Warm and fuzzy.
I can dig it. All right. So last night, me and Kelly, sorry, Nate, you weren't there, but we
Yeah.
got to go check out Chuck Ragan at the Romano's
Concert Lounge.
wherever the heck they want to call
Yeah.
that. And it was a good show, man. So
Great show.
the first band to play, let's get this out of the way. Not get it out of the way. in a
Hoist
bad
the
way.
Colors?
Hoist the Colors. And man, I didn't know what to think because as soon as I see a mandolin, I usually think gimmick, you know?
Yeah.
And they're really freaking good. They're a good, solid band. It was
I
kind
dug
of
it.
like a punk rock meets like
Not so Boston version.
Yeah.
Okay, here.
There you go.
West Coast version of Dropkick.
There you go. I think that's
It's
a
a
good
fair
way to say
assessment.
that. They're a good band, man. I really enjoyed them actually. They were fun. They had a lot of energy and
A little less Irish, I guess.
a little less
but-
Irish, yeah.
But still had the punk rock, still had a
Folky.
mandolin, folky, it had an acoustic guitar,
Yeah.
electric guitar. It was awesome.
Yeah, apparently they have like 4 records out or something
they're,
like that.
They're putting out a 4th, is what he said.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested in the band now. I hadn't heard of them before. I really want to check out their recorded music.
Yeah, I mean, but they sounded tight, dude. Like they weren't sloppy. It was
No.
like it was a good.
They had their stuff together. You could tell they've been playing together for a while.
I've heard that name before. They play around here a lot, or
They're from Los
LA,
Angeles,
so
so
okay,
I'm sure they've played locally a few
Yeah,
times.
definitely heard that name, but not the music.
Yeah, no, they were a good band, dude.
Yeah.
And so definitely hit them up if you can.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, like, just from watching them, I would say they're a let's go, especially if you're a fan of like punk rock and
Absolutely,
stuff.
absolutely.
It's good stuff, dude.
I think the other two people we were with who are also punk rock fans were like, oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, I mean, I think the
Eric
crowd
and
dug
Jay
them.
were both into it.
Yeah, our friends Eric. Hey, host.
And my wife liked him too.
Oh,
Christy liked him. Christy came with us last night too.
there you go.
And yeah, she was into it. She said,
Cool.
I really like them. We should go see them again. And I
Yeah.
said, I'm sure we can.
Forget Jay though. He likes everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, forget Jay. Jay don't count. But yeah, Eric's discerning. Also, so I was going to put a little plug. Host of Start Today podcast.
Start Today
on Let's Go
podcast on-
Podcast Network.
Yeah.
There you go. So, but yeah, and then so after they played, me and Kelly are on two different sides of the table here. So, what was homeboy's name? Brett Newski.
Brett Newski.
Newski. Polish, fellow Pole.
A Pole
I can say that
from
because I'm
Detroit?
Polish, but I don't know, somewhere Wisconsin probably.
No. Yeah, maybe.
He's from somewhere.
Wisconsin. Oh, whatever.
Anyways.
Who cares?
He
Doesn't matter where he's from.
was just kind of like this, like, this is his words, acoustic dork punk. I just didn't care. It felt
Acoustic
like I was
dork punk.
You
watching
can go ahead
Dimitri
and miss
Martin.
me with all that. I'll go ahead and see something else.
That's
Someone described himself as that. I'm going to be walking out the door.
it's a good description.
Yeah, that's what he calls himself.
So
He's
it's
just-
accurate, but
It's like Dimitri Martin, but without really good jokes, is what I felt he was like. And he had this really, I didn't care for the effect he had on his vocals. It sounded like he was at Del Taco the whole time going,
Yeah.
like he was on the other side of like the drive-through.
That was like my observation. I have admiration for his artistic vision. I don't think it was executed as good as it could have been. He had this like foot pedal that was like supposed to be like a bass drum, but he would do it at the most awkward random times. So it took me out of, that's what took me out of it. If he ditched that thing and then didn't do as much of the vocal effects stuff that he was doing, it would have probably sunken in a little bit more. But I did like closer to the end of the set, a lot of the more songs, he was kind of engaging the crowd a little bit. They were more funny. I didn't get it at first. I was kind of still lost in the whole like
Yeah, I wasn't sure off the top.
random bass drum effect, and I was like, what's going on here? But by the end, he had me, the crowd and me singing along to one of his songs, and it was really funny.
That's something.
So it was good. I left entertained. If he was like, hey, as a creative, like, what would be your constructive feedback? I'd say get rid of the bass drum thing, or make it like a more consistent beat if you're going to do it, and maybe not so much on the effects. Like the songs were, I could see where he was going with them, but
Yeah, I mean, they had some like the storytelling. I mean, he's definitely a storyteller. Like, and I think he set up his songs well. He was like, this song is about like the worst show ever, and it was about, there's 4 people in a freaking basement, and like he kind of gave you where he was going, but he's so quirky that I was like, am I watching a comedy act? That's what I thought. So,
Yeah.
and it was a really weird pairing in the middle of like
kind of
Hoist the
punk
Colors
rock, and then Chuck Ragan.
and then Chuck Ragan. You're like, well, who's this? What? This felt weird. So I made a joke with Eric and your wife, and I was like, maybe like Chuck Ragan was like, this guy's kind of goofy, so we'll put him in the middle. That way, it'll be like this really good, yeah, and like, and then like I'm even better.
Yeah, like, I'm
you
following
gotta
that guy,
stack
yeah.
the deck
Hoist
in your
the
favor.
Colors was just a local added act. They weren't on the tour. It was
Okay.
really just Chuck and Ben Newski or Brett Newski or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
I'm
feel like
sorry.
everything
I
you guys-
apologize to Mr. Newski for butchering your name.
sorry, bro.
If
I feel
you're
like everything
listening.
you guys could everything you guys just said about Mr. Newski, you could have said about Fergie singing the national anthem last night at the All-Star game.
Oh,
So although I was not at the show, I did watch the All-Star game, and what you just said sounded a lot like Fergie. So
that's
interesting.
funny because
Moving on.
I saw a lot of that on Twitter last night. Like, oh, and I'm like, what happened? I don't even know. I don't know what happened.
Mostly what you said about the misplaced bass drum effect, that was like definitely like it sounded like someone was like beating a Casio to death, and that was like being played through a Staples Center, that she was attempting to sing like a sexy version of Roseanne Barr's national anthem.
Oh, geez.
Oh
So-
no, really?
But when you said that when you mentioned the bad bass drum effect, that's what brought Fergie to mind. So.
Okay. Well, I
Sorry.
just saw a meme about it. I'll have to check it out on YouTube or something.
If you can watch the video that has Fergie singing with all of the the NBA players and the reaction of everybody in the crowd, that's golden right there. So.
All right. Solid
I'm just
gold.
asking, why is people asking Fergie to do anything right now? Like, is she still a thing?
Yeah. How are
I don't know, man. Maybe
how's that
she's.
relevant?
That's what you have an agent for when you,
I
you know,
guess, dude.
when your career is spiraling into trash juice, and then let's just try to resurrect it with the All-Star game.
They're like, here we go,
It's a
Fergie.
little
You got
bit
a
of
couple
money,
options.
a lot of-
We can get you a guest spot on Celebrity Rehab or something, or I don't know. I don't want to say
poor
she's in
Fergie.
You
rehab.
could be a guest host on The Voice.
Oh, The
or-
Voice, All-Star Game, or Affleck commercial. What do you want to do? Affleck. Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know, dude. Anyways, that's basically what this guy was doing.
Okay.
Back
well,
to Mr.
didn't care,
Reagan.
dude.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
guys,
no,
sorry.
that's good, dude. And that's what it's all about, dude. Just chit chat,
Tangents.
tangents, dude.
Tangents.
So let's just talk about why we can. So, Mr. Chuck Ragan, dude.
Awesome.
That was my first time seeing him play
Yeah.
in that situation, and so it was good.
I don't even. You haven't seen
I
Hot
haven't
Water
seen Hot
either.
Water. No, I mean, like,
So that
seeing
was
him
you
play
seeing-
was
yeah.
like, that was my first time. Like,
I want
It's
to.
cool.
I want to get your initial thoughts because this is my fifth or
Yeah, fifth.
sixth time
it's
seeing
good,
him.
dude. Here's the thing. He's got such a good voice, man. And it's like that rough. Like I said this last night. I said his voice will make you want to cry. In a sense, like it's not because like smooth and comforting. It's just like this rough. Like his voice tells a story. Like it sounds like it's got like weight on it, you know. And like about besides his musicianship, like he's a good guitar player, you know. But there's like power in his voice, and I like his I don't like a lot of like kind of folky music, but again, he's got that. It works with him, and I think it's his voice
Mm-hmm.
because I usually stray away from like that type of stuff, you know.
Because if it was clean, if he had a clean voice, it'd be just country.
It
pretty
would
much.
feel like way more country, yeah. And there's just something about this guy, like, I mean, regardless of where you sit on his like personal deals, like he's like a hunter, he's like an outdoor type of dude. Like me and Jay
less
were
of a hunter, more of a fisherman.
more
He
fisherman.
loves fishing.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
All his
'Cause,
Instagram is fishing.
yeah, Jay was just like
Just
dude,
slaying bass out there.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's slaying all
bass
the bass
after bass after. I'm a bass man, baby.
he I think he has his own line too of like fishing supplies or something like that.
He
but
fishes and he grills. He
There you
loves
go.
his Traeger. He has a Traeger as well. and
there you go.
He's
See?
always posting about it.
Kelly's all fangirl on.
Hey,
He's like, hey,
I'm not fangirling. I just
it's okay, dude.
he's on my Instagram feed, so I just
all right, dude.
observation.
I like the way that this man deals with meat.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of how he handles his protein, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah, but yeah, man, he's good, man, and he connects to the crowd well. He's like, it just feels like, hey, you can walk
Genuine.
up to the dude. And it was cool because there were some people that had like their like vinyls with them, and they just like walked up, and he was cool hanging out. Dude was like, I think the only thing, if I had to make a suggestion, don't wear a light gray shirt, dude, because you're gonna sweat your balls
Yeah.
off, dude. And the guy was like,
He wore one of those like moisture wicking shirts, but he added a lot of moisture to it.
yeah,
It
dude,
was
he
like
just
light
There's a
gray,
lot
and
of
then by the
wicking
end,
going
it was
on, huh?
like you could see like
just
the
looked like
strap
camouflage, dude.
and like his whole top half of his body was just drenched. But that's awesome because
Yeah.
I mean, to me that I didn't say added to it, but I mean that just knows he puts his literal like sweat puts some work in when he's
Right.
trying to like connect. And I don't know, he's just whether he's playing with hot water music or seeing him solo, I've seen him both ways, and he's just a really genuine dude from what
Yeah.
I understand. I mean,
he can be background too, and
I
not
saw-
in a bad way. Like,
I saw hot water music like not few days after our last episode,
yeah,
and well, what you would call hot water music. They were Chris Wallard, they're one of their guitar players and singers. He's sick, so
Okay.
he's kind of taking some time off the road. So they had now I'm gonna punch myself. They had a guy from a band, and I'm drawing a blank on the name. He did a decent job filling in, but anyways, the wife of the drummer of Racket Club, which her name's Ann. We went to high school with her. We texted her. She was at the show, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I just met him backstage, and he was so nice, and like he was just like literally hugging people he just met, like and just very genuine and appreciative." So that demeanor comes across in his presence on stage. He's got his eyes closed half the time.
yeah.
Just really, he knows why he's there, and
Yeah.
he's delivering a great show. And
Dude from Less Than Jake was playing guitar, I thought.
what?
Sorry, on the Hot Water tour?
Oh no.
No?
I'm really terrible at this right now. I want to say I don't know.
Okay.
I'm really trying to remember the guy, what band he's in, but we'll post it in our show notes or something.
Sounds good.
Glad somebody's taking notes, huh?
Either way,
Yeah, I know. I
in
always
the end, it
criticize
doesn't matter.
Justin.
Go
Like, why are
watch
you
Hot
typing
Water.
in your phone
Go watch
right
Hot
now?
Water
Yeah.
and go watch
Chuck Ragan.
Chuck
Anyways,
Ragan.
if you ever get an opportunity, it was a gotta go for me. It was a great show. He's seems like a
Now,
great dude.
Let me redeem Newski. I
Redeem.
thought when he came out on California Burritos at the end, that was cool.
Yeah.
Like, he came back out and did some harmonica
And Chuck
work.
came out on one of his songs and sang with him, which is
I don't know
fun.
nothing about his songs.
No,
so.
I know.
Probably about like some story about his van
I
getting
got
stolen
you.
or something. But
Yeah.
good show, good set. Like I like that. That it wasn't like a.
I like the
super-
vibe of the concert lounge too. It's a
Concert
really
lounge is cool, dude.
cool room.
Yeah, it's a really cool room.
Kind of tiny, maybe. What would you say? 300 to 500 cap.
Probably
max.
holds. I would say like 350. I don't know if it holds 5.
Yeah, I'm being over ambitious with that
Okay.
one, but definitely under 1,000. And it's a real cool room for being an upstairs place. Sounded pretty decent. Layout's a little weird. I mean, it's just a giant square and the stage is in the corner, but
Yeah.
I was just looking where their front of house is or their sound guy, and I was just like, I'm like, man, I would hate to do sound here because like you're in the literal opposite corner of a giant room
Yeah,
in this like tucked even behind the merch and the bar.
it's really weird, huh?
Yeah, it was super weird. But anyways, it was a great little venue. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I was glad he didn't play like a whole bunch of Hot Water stuff. He just played like Drag My Body, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that was it.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes cause you don't want us to see like what you're already gonna see. He kind of hinted Hot Water's gonna come again out towards our way.
Hopefully.
Hopefully that'd be cool. So to check them out, hopefully it's at the RMA. That'd be cool.
Ooh.
That's a nice place. But all right, so yeah, I gave it a gotta go, man. Go
Yep.
check out Chuck Ragan if you
Yep.
can. Even if you're just kind of like, oh, I don't know who that is, dude. Just if you see him, go like, oh, maybe
Yeah.
I'll go hang out tonight.
If you got the Apple Music or the Spotify's,
Yeah, check him out.
dial it in. Hot Water Music and or Chuck Ragan, Ragan.
All
Just
right.
some people spell his last name a little funny.
Yeah.
Or like not Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, it's not like Ronald Reagan.
not Reagan.
That was my really terrible Ronald Reagan. I'll just avoid the Ronald Reagan impression and just
Yeah.
go.
You could just forget how to spell your last name. That'd be your Ronald Reagan.
There you go. Ronald Reagan's like, well, Nancy, how do I spell my
Nancy.
name? Yeah, oh, yours is better. Hey, how you doing there? I'm Bill. I can do Bill. Hey, how do you spell my last name?
Here, hold this for me.
Hold
Well,
my beer.
Here's how. So I'm trying to do another impression.
That was like a
listen,
Clinton
I was
trying-
/ George
I was trying
Bush.
to do. I was trying to do.
you broke into Obama right there.
I was trying to do Obama. Well, here's things that are great.
You gotta have a little
Three
whistle.
things. Number one, hold my beer. Number two, Michelle. What was number three? Okay, listen.
That's good.
Did you ever notice he has the old guy from Family Guy whistle when he has S's?
Really?
Dude, go back and try and watch an Obama speech and pick it out. If there's an S,
Really?
it's a little whistly.
So I'll spend the rest of my President's Day watching old Obama
It
speeches.
is. You know, it is
I'm just
President's Day.
saying.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
You want to do something for President's Day? You'll
What?
probably listen to this after President's Day. Go watch the David Letterman thing on Netflix where
Hot
he
dog.
interviews. Hot dog.
No.
Wait, what?
Like hot dog, like hot damn, like
Oh.
awesome.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so tell me.
Check it. Go on Netflix, and then
Jeez, he gets
David
distracted by
Letterman
hot
has David Letterman has
Justin's hungry.
a talk show,
Yeah.
and the first episode he hangs out with President Obama. It was really good, dude.
I heard that it was good, and plus you get to look at David Letterman with a very impressive beard.
Beard is nuts, dude.
That is a nice beard.
I kept thinking he probably smells. I don't know why. It just looked like it smells. Like he didn't put any oil in it. It just looked uncared for.
I mean, it doesn't look like he smokes or anything. It's not like it's
looks
a
like he's
yellow
got a
beard
stinky
or
beard.
anything, but
just something about it,
We
man.
could just call him David Stinky Beard Letterman.
Yeah, but yeah, check that out, dude. I think there's another episode out.
that's Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's called My Next Guest, and
Yeah.
Obama was on the first one. It was good, dude, and it just kind of made you feel, without getting super like political up on this mug, like, man, yeah, you act classy, brother. Like you're acting classy, because not everyone in the role of president's been acting classy lately, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Let's not go there.
All right, so now that we're done talking about Chuck Ragan, let's jump into some other conversations. We wanted to talk about.
We're still talking music, though.
We're talking music though, and there was a purpose about bringing Nate in here, and we had a debate not too long ago about some hip hop. So Nate, being like probably a philosopher of rap music and
Connoisseur. He's a bit of a connoisseur.
I mean, I'm a rap
like-
music appreciator.
So I like it.
I do like it very much.
Nate Pope, woodworker, beer drinker, and hip hop connoisseur.
Connoisseur.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
I'll take that.
So first off, I'm just gonna throw this out there because we had this debate, and I had a debate with my wife, and then I think I brought it to the table. With
You did bring it to the table at the Sire.
Yes.
We were having
What's
a conversation.
the difference? And I'm gonna have you draw. I'm gonna draw a line. I can't even get the words out. Define hip hop and rap music for us. What's the difference?
Justin, I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to say that wise men build bridges and fools build barriers.
There you go.
So a younger, more dogmatic Nathan would have said, hip hop is better. Hip hop is the more pure thing, and rap music is, a lot of more like gangsters, and they're going to be talking about hoes and other things that you don't want your mom listening to, and you don't want your daughter listening to. I mean, these days, I'm going to say I'm a rap fan. I like rap music. I used to qualify the fact that I like hip hop music to the fact that I just liked hip hop, and I didn't like rap. But you know what? When you hear somebody on stage or on the record just rapping, like this guy's rapping, there's nothing like it. Hip hop MCs, what's their job? It's to go up and rap. So I think that the conversation where it really gets kind of funny is when you start talking about R&B and like you add a lot of these singing, a lot of the commercial stuff in there. That's when you start like, well, is this rap music or is this is it hip hop music? Is it
What is it?
And
See, I wouldn't put R&B in like the hip hop thing. I would say R&B.
I
is its
agree
own
with
thing,
you.
Right?
I agree with you. And this is not R&B, but last night, going back to the All-Star game, there's these guys, Migos. Have you heard of these guys? I think last summer they had that Bad and Bougie song. It was pretty big. It was in the pop world. And, that's the state of like a lot of hip hop music today is like this kind of mumbles and trap stuff. And like I don't
that.
understand it.
It's
I like
absolutely
it.
awful.
I don't want to sound like too much of a like an old geezer or anything, but
No.
I don't understand it, and I'm not going to say that like hip hop music is in trouble or is dead or anything because people are making great records these days. But even back when Tribe and Wu-Tang and Mos Def, they were making Black Star, like there was people making bad hip hop music, bad rap music back then too. So.
Bad as in good or just
No,
terrible?
bad, not good.
Okay.
Like terrible stuff.
Gotcha.
I hope you guys didn't
Give us some examples of terrible stuff.
No. I don't want to come on here and badmouth anybody, but I mean,
Don't be starting any wars,
these
dude.
days, there's a lot of good stuff out there these days. If you don't want to say like everything that was good was done when we were youngsters, or I think it'd be really easy to say that the best hip hop music was Wu-Tang and Tribe Called Quest and Black Star and everything, but there's still a lot of great stuff going on these days. We talked about Kendrick Lamar earlier. Run the Jewels is making fantastic music. There's a bunch of youngsters. They does a band called Overdose, DOZ, Overdose. And they had one of the best records that came out hip hop wise last year, 2017. So kids are still making good music, and it's not, it doesn't sound like everything that you hear on the radio that makes you want to lose heart and rap music. But
Yeah, I don't get it. That's I just when I scour iTunes every Friday, new releases, just kind of just giving things a 30-second try. If you don't grab me in 30 seconds, I don't want to listen to it. And not anything, but 95% of the things that are like hip hop or rap in the title, I listen to, and I'm like, I just do not get it. Cool beats, like if you're going for strictly beat production, it's cool. I'm into most of it, but like, what message are you bringing? They're not bringing anything. They're talking about being, it's still clubs, hoes, money. I'm a gangster. Which I have nothing against. I like old gangster rap, like NWA and stuff. That was just like, it was cutting edge. But this, like I said, it sounds like they either like smoked an entire bag of weed and drank codeine and then are trying to rap or talk over a track. I just don't get it. There's no artistic value to me.
There's no
other
rapping
than,
though. That's
other
the thing.
than yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like
These guys can't rap anymore. You know, like
they're too messed up to rap.
yeah, and that's what I was saying about like rapping. When you can go back to like
Rhyme.
like Stankonia, like think about what is that? Bombs Over Baghdad.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
If you want to hear two guys just rap, like really rap, listen to Bombs Over Baghdad, Outkast,
Oh,
and those
dang.
are two guys just rapping. And you listen to like these records that these guys are making these days with like. And like I said, like the Migos, I know they're really big right now. So last night when I was watching them on the All-Star game, I was thinking, what is this? And my wife heard it from the other room and she's like, what is this? Like, why do you have this on? You know, she didn't know it was the halftime show, you know? And like, I can't defend this. I'm not going to defend this.
Yeah.
But like these days, nothing, you know, and like, I haven't even listened to this music, but what is this Gucci Gang stuff? You know, like there's little this and little young that, young thugs and little dudes or whatever. Like, and these guys are all everything's Gucci and codeine and like, come on, guys, like rap. Like, and then I remember though when I was younger though, and my parents, aunts and uncles, like, what's wrong with these kids and this rap music? You know?
I know.
And
We're
like,
starting
I'm-
to sound
and
like
I-
a bunch of
What makes you want to like do it? So, but jumping in, I was like, what is it? I was listening to like last time I think we did a couple shows back where Eric was like, oh, you need to check out A$AP Rock and like Rob Sonic and stuff. And I was like, that stuff's cool. And I used to be into Atmosphere for a little bit too. And I think I got into him because of punk rock though, because he was on an Epitaph sampler. I was like, what is this? And I got that and I was like, oh dang, dude, this is good. So I think you're right. I think you just have to look. When you start looking for music, you'll start finding stuff. I think people get sick of like what you're just talking about. I think people get sick of it and like, dude, I'm just gonna take it back to like.
That's the stuff they play on the radio, and that's the thing. That's
Yeah.
like that's when you think of hip hop music that is readily accessible today. That's what's on the radio. And there are people that have been making music like anything that's coming out on Stone's Throw Records. You know, like there's still record labels that are making legit independent hip hop music.
Yeah.
And that stuff has not stopped. It's still coming out.
Yeah.
But it's just embarrassing that it's not more popular than it is, and the stuff that is popular is absolute bottom
We need
of
to
the
take the
barrel
Xanax
trash
away
juice.
from these kids,
Yeah.
man. These kids, come
Well,
on.
people don't want to. I don't think people want to put the energy into the finding it all. I think it's just like it's kind of the mass consumption of media instead of looking for it. Because there was something about. I think, man. Again, I feel like we're all getting to old man on the lawn, but there was something about finding stuff.
Get off my grass.
Going through like the old like the CD racks or like whatever it is. Like now you can still search, but it's hard to like touch like Spotify or Apple Music and stuff, you know? Like
Nothing
I think
tangible.
there's good. Now here's the thing, there are good curated playlists on there and you can find some cool stuff, but I think that magic of like, oh dude, what is this? I'm going to buy this $5 sampler and see what it is. And there might be like 3 or 7 artists on here
3
I
or
might want
7.
to check out.
Not anything
That's
in
kind
between.
of fun because then you're like, oh, dude, like we just rolled over here and guess what? Kelly digs out of his garage an old hardcore mixtape that Nate made, right? With some
Yeah,
really nice
with
penmanship.
Aptly titled
impeccably
Hardcore Mix by Nate.
Yes,
Yeah.
label with impeccably neat writing.
Yeah, but how cool is that? Like there's some discoverables on there, and I don't think there's a lot of discoverables anymore. Like the mixtape is kind of dead, and unless you make a little Spotify playlist, you can share it with your friends, which is
Yeah.
cool.
I mean,
If you can do
that's
that.
funny too. The mixtape is like the springboard, the like kind of like the
Catalyst.
training wheels of the hip hop culture. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
everybody check out my mixtape. No, I don't want to listen to your mixtape, but some of those mixtapes are birth careers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I know this ain't the comic show, but there is a really cool like biography called Hip Hop Family Tree by this artist Ed Piscor, and it is fantastic, and it kind of hits all the beats of like where hip hop started, and I think it's only into the early 80s right now. I think he's gonna do like 6 volumes, but it's really cool, man. And it's like if you like hip hop, reading these are really cool, and it's like fun too, but it hits everything that was major. It's got young Rick Rubin, it's got like all the old battles, it's got like Rev Run and all that stuff, like back in the day, like all the early stuff, and even people are like, who the heck is that? Like it's got like the Treacherous 3, it's got even like early like Dr. Dre stuff, and it taps on everything. So
Ghetto Boys.
dude, probably I think it's got the Fat Boys in there. It's got everything, dude. It hits on
Boys.
everything, and it weaves it so good into like a legitimate story. And you even got like,
Do you remember
like-
Disorderlies? The movie, the one movie the Fat Boys made.
Yes.
I never seen that.
They were like orderlies at some like old folks
I
home or
remember
something like
dude.
that. I mean, I haven't seen it
I
since
know.
I was.
I mean, I can picture it all right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Just with the way you described it right now.
But yeah, it's good. Like, dude, Chuck D's like, you got to read this. Like, you got people in the hip hop community like, you got to read these comics because they do a good job at representing what's happening. So I didn't mean to go there, but
no,
it was just
it's
it
interesting
tied in.
tidbits.
Yeah, check it out if you desire it. So
Well, I would like to recommend My Vinyl Weighs a Ton to you guys and anybody listening also. It's on Netflix. It's the story of Stone's Throw Records, Peanut Butter Wolf, Madlib, MF Doom, Jay Dilla. Some fantastic hip hop and like beats. Not just it's not hip hop. It's just good music in Los Angeles.
All right.
cool. My vinyl weighs a ton. And
My
it's on
Vinyl
Netflix.
Weighs a Ton. It's on Netflix.
Cool. I'll put that in the show notes too with a link.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you have a Netflix account
Yeah.
because you can't have mine. Don't mess up my feed.
And that's a big old hip hop reference from what is that? Redman. I don't own a Uzi, but my 9 weighs a ton.
Oh, there you go.
No,
Look at that.
EPMD. Sorry,
Oh.
Redman. Well, you know Eric Sermon, Redman. They're
So I'm just gonna go back, dude. All these like old hip hop heads, all comic book nerds, FYI.
All right.
So this makes me feel good. This makes me feel good. Like, my nerd side, I'm like, people always would hate on like geekery, and now it's like,
No, this is.
back,
I mean,
dude.
it's like some of the best raps you ever heard are made from like comic book references and like action films. You know, like you look at all of Wu-Tang and all those guys made a persona, a whole group
Oh, yeah.
worth of personas based on like kung fu action hero guys. You
Yeah.
know, it's like we've got nothing. We're in the middle of a war zone basically, and let's just create.
well, that's where
ourselves.
the AKAs came from, dude. All the aliases back, even from back in the day, it was like, dude, we're out there like. We're not going to be who like our real names. We're going to have like our superhero name, and that's what it was. So cool. Anyways,
Very
nerds. I wanted to bring something up before we ended because I actually wanted to do it like once we were starting to talk about the Chuck Ragan thing.
Okay.
And so remember, Chris sent us this really funny like thing that
what
Vice
Suburban
did.
Dad are
And it was
you?
what kind of punk rock dude over 30 are you? And so. Like me and Kelly kind of already answered it, so I'm gonna read some to you, Nate, and you got to pick. All right?
All right, I'm ready.
Because even though, like, here's the thing, we're appreciators of all things, but I think a lot of our root is kind of punk rock. So there's the craft beer brewer, there's the enamel pin collector, the Facebook ranter, the cryptocurrency millionaire, the CrossFitter, the men's rights activist, the record collector, the pinball skee ball leaguer. There's a whole bunch of them. The barbershop culture enthusiast, the DSA advocate, the Tinder creeper, the podcaster,
Oh my god!
the
I knew this was
suburban
going-
dad, the suspiciously woke ally, the MMA fan, and the Vice employee. And so there was a whole bunch of those I know.
I'm gonna go. I would either go with the suburban dad or the beer guy. Even
There
though I
you
don't
go.
brew beer, but I mean, I feel like I'm
like
steeped
it.
enough in beer culture to.
He's like, I like beer. I like drinking it. I would like when you give me some, like when Adam Sandler from like Wedding Singer. I,
would
don't
like
have
when you
money.
give me some.
I'd like to make some. I like more of it. So
Suburban Dad podcaster, obviously.
yeah, that was us.
That's
I was
both
like,
of us.
Yeah.
They don't have a like woodworker,
No.
dog owner, trainer
They
guy.
don't, man. You would think maybe that's Suburban Dad. It's kind of there because it's
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
You take
Well-
your dog Milo. All right. So anyway, we just thought that was funny. If you want to go check it out, it's on like the noisy.vice page, and we just thought it was a real funny thing. As we went, like last night was a great example of all these like different like dudes, like a lot of dudes in beards and flannel,
Yep.
and you're like, this is every one of those guys is right here.
You could have just
The
plugged them
stereotype.
right into
Lots
any
of
one of those.
suburban
Huh?
dads.
We could, dude, and it's really funny. You read them and you're like, oh my gosh, that's me, dude.
Yep.
I'm not the CrossFitter, I'll tell you that,
No.
but definitely am Suburban Dad.
I mean, the CrossFitter is definitely me. You guys on the radio, you can't see, but if you
can't
could
see.
see, you could see that I am in impeccable
shredded.
shape.
Shredded.
This chair is just breaking over the force of my lats, squeezing out the sides.
I love every January you request Halloween weekend off so you can go to Fest. You have recommendations for a seasonal IPA if anyone's interested. Oh, dude.
Only
so good.
50% right.
So good. All right. We're time to wrap it up. Nate, thank you for being our guest,
Yes.
man. Tell us.
Thank you guys for having me here.
It was a pleasure.
I hope that it was at least kind of funny and that it didn't suck.
I hope your wife will be proud of you.
Yeah.
dude.
I hope my wife is proud, and I hope that my daughter is proud, and then I hope my dogs are proud too.
There you go.
I'm sure they all are proud.
We'll get it pressed on like a 7-inch of vinyl, and you can take it and play it. That'd be really
Boris,
cool.
down. Stop it. Good boy.
Where can people find you on the internets, or what do you do? What is something that people can see?
I have a wood shop. I build furniture. My business is Matriarch Studio. Run it out of the wood shop is out of my garage. I can do anything for your house, furniture, custom build stuff, desks,
Coffee
tables, shelves. What do you need? I can make it out of wood. Send me an email, matriarchstudio1@gmail, or check me out at
One
Instagram.
the letter or one the like the
One the
word
number.
spelled out?
Matriarch Studio and the number 1.
Gotcha.
Instagram, Matriarch Studio.
Yeah.
Facebook? No?
Not so much Facebook.
All right. Instagram,
Yeah.
so you can see some samples of his work.
Facebook's becoming less and less a place to go, like, see stuff like business wide. More people get info on, like, it's
That's
like
true. The Facebook has
Pinterest
been
and
making-
Instagram is where it's
been
at.
making it a little bit more difficult to keep it like an organized facade on Facebook. So
Yeah. I would just say I
All
agree
right.
with that. So, all right, man. So, Kelly, how can people find you if they want to hit you up?
They can find me on Instagram, Kelly_makes_music. That's about it.
That's
I
it.
I don't mess with the tweeters. And
miss me with all that tweet bull.
yeah, the Facebook is just a source of life frustration, so I try and stay off of that.
Miss me with all that Facebook drama.
Right.
Kelly's always just like, hey, man, like, check out this link so I can win a free mic or something.
Yeah. I'm always trying to win stuff in contests. I was like, yeah.
Kelly's
That's
like
the
your
majority
aunt
of it.
that's always sending you like emails that are like, forward this so you avoid 100 years of bad luck.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like, when did the chain letters come back?
Yeah.
Like-
I don't do it all the time.
As soon as like old people got on Facebook, that's when it happened, dude. Like, oh, I can share information.
Oh my god.
Oh man, that's my mom. All right, you can find me on Twitter at J_Rocker. You can find the show at Let's Go Podcast on Twitter. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/letsgocast. You can find us on the internet at www.letsgocast.com. Please check out our merch. So go buy some merch. Go buy yourself a Let's Go Podcast t-shirt, maybe a sticker, a pillow for your head if you're
We
tired.
still have a Patreon?
Yes, we do. Man, I was getting right to that.
Oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
That's okay. That's how we have synergy. And you brought it up. You brought it up in a weird way too. Like, hey, do we still have that Patreon? Well, yes, friend, we do. So if you like what we do and you're like, hey, man, I want to be a part. I want to help make it better. You can go to patreon.com/letsgocast and you can contribute to the show. Like, say, hey, man, I
buck a show.
want to throw $1 down, or hey, buy us a beer, throw down $5.
Boom.
You know, or you can be amazing and drop $25. And what you get with $25 is 4 t-shirts a year from Let's Go Podcast. What? Yeah, man. Exclusive. You can only get it there. So
That's straight up insanity.
and we definitely
Awesome
helps us
insanity.
it makes the show happen, because shows aren't free. And if you enjoy the show, I say put some dollars down on it. But here's the thing. If you don't have any dollars, you're like, hey man, I enjoy the show, but you know, I gotta buy food.
Budgets are tight.
Budgets are tight, you know what I'm saying?
Understand that.
Go to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review. Please, that helps us. It helps put the shows up in the rating. Lets other people know that, hey, I enjoy this show and you might too. And then share it on your social media. Like, hey, say you are on Facebook, don't share that story about cats. Share the Let's Go Podcast with your friends. There you go. So you can find this show and more at letsgocast.com, the Let's Go comic show, and the new one, Start Today with Eric and Mike. So that being said, my name is Justin.
My name is Kelly.
Nathan here. Don't eat laundry detergent.
Let's go.
Let's go.
When the shores are clear.